and she can't move her head.
Mm-hmm.
If we do her MML line, we have to go from her EAM to her tip of her chin, which means I can't tell where her EAM is. I have to be on the same plane, which means I have to be down like this. So I put this circle in her EAM, and I only use this black line. If you don't want to use that line and you want to use the front surface of these, however you want to do it, that makes sense to you. It makes no difference. But I use the black line. And then as you extend that black line up, that's the line that I have to match with my tube to be parallel. So I put this in her EAM, which is behind her tragus. If you lifted that up, you can go ahead and you can go back. Okay. So right there, and I put that on the middle of the tip of her chin.
Put what now?
This black line is
Okay.
going on the tip of her chin, which is in the middle of her mentum. So if I leave that like that, and I put that on the tip of her chin, I then continue my black line. This is the angle of my tube has to match. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Can everyone see the concept of that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now what I'm going to do is you guys can do a few different ways, whatever makes sense for you, and you're all going to be different.
I was going to say, I'd probably bring it all the way down and over.
Correct.
And then once I have
To
an angle,
match
you
it.
can back it up
Exactly
to your
right.
SID.
Correct. Most students prefer to do it this way. You can do it any way you want that makes sense. The concept is do it whatever way makes sense for you right now. Then after a few times of doing it, you're not even going to have to use a goniometer. You're going to do it by sight. Then you're going to measure. You're going to realize you're right on the money, and you're never going to have to do those things again. It's just to get your eyes looking at what you need to look at. That's it. So what most students like to do is bring this tube down and again, place that on the EAM to the tip of her chin. And now what you're looking for is this tube to be, and I'm pretty darn close. I didn't mean to do that. You want to have this tube. Now some of you guys will like to have the tube go that way. So you have this goniometer balancing on the tube head, because that is the same angle of the beam coming out of it, if you like it that way. Some of you will hate that and say, that doesn't make sense to me. Some of you will want that tube directly over her so that goniometer is coming straight out of the middle of the tube. Whatever you like best works. It makes no difference. So what you're trying to do, again, is match the angle of her MML line with the tube here. Okay? So, vertical up slightly just so I can see it. So MML, okay, here is my tube. I have to make sure that goniometer stays straight. And that is pretty darn close to what I need. Okay. Does everyone see how I'm slightly angled a little bit too much cephalic?
Mm.
Slightly. Okay. And truly you can only do it by looking straight on. Now do you see how that is perfect? Now once you get the angle that is perfect, that matches up with the tube and the MML line, take this up to 40. Place the central ray. Collimate down to a 4x4. Align the tube in the bucky. Now, the same thing happened over there, and it's perfect that it happens because this is one thing that you guys have to realize. These do not match up. I cannot change the angle of her to match these up. How do I get the light from here to there? No, I can't move her. I've already positioned her. No, that doesn't change my light. What moves this light from here to here?
The head, the tube.
Yep, so I have to horizontally move this and align those. And then replace the central ray. But you cannot change her position to focus and help you align the tube in the bucky. Once she is set, if you change her, you have to start all again. Okay?
Yeah, we're used to doing. I see what you're saying.
Correct. Once you have her and you have the angle, you have to get those to match. The only time they will not is when you start with the head of the patient way up there. Then you're screwed every time. Once you have her like that, I just stand back here and make sure she is straight. If she had rotation, I can rotate her slightly, but I don't change the angle of her. Does everyone get that? Understand that?
So, I understand with her, you said she